And we are live. What's going on, everybody? I am Adam. This is Highly Articulated, and we're going to talk about some toys. I'm excited. There's lots going on in the world of toys. A lot of it I'm not tuned into. I will be honest. As I sort of put in the description, I've been so busy with my stuff that I've been losing track of all the McFarlane Batmans that have been announced and have been put up for pre-order, and I've lost track of so many things. There was a time not long ago where when I sort of knew all the things that were coming out, and I had my finger on the pulse of new releases and toys and stuff like that, and all that time that was sort of spent on that, I didn't realize it was sort of time that I was, that was my free time, and now I don't have free time. But now my free time is working on other projects, working on stuff for Spiro Toys, working on the Zombies line, working on all that kind of stuff, and I'm happy to say that I'm having a ton of fun. I'm really, really enjoying it, but I have no idea what's going on in toy news. So it's like, I guess my sort of focus has shifted a little bit. I'm sort of focused on more of the Kickstarter stuff because I'm curious, how it works for other people, and chatting with other people, and I've been spending a lot of time just communicating with other people that have Kickstarters or have done Kickstarters or doing backer kits, or why not, for companies that are launching products and things like that. So it's been really, really fun, and it's been a cool sort of learning experience as well, in terms of sharing insights with other sort of creative people. I say other creative people. I'm not a creative person at all. So I feel like I've been sort of let behind the curtain, so to speak, with zero qualifications for being there. I get to sort of see the process, and I get insights, and I know what people are working on and all that kind of stuff, despite the fact that I don't know how to do any of it, and I'm good at answering emails. I'm good at sort of figuring out numbers, and I'm good at maybe I'm being the voice of reason to or maybe I'm sort of like I'm like the boring to more creative people's like exciting, and so there's a nice balance there. But anyway, you guys don't care about that. You guys want to talk about toys, and so do I. This is a nice break. I don't have to answer any emails while I'm doing this. In fact, I sent emails and messages out to get some of the information back that I'm going to share today. So, but anyways, let's get into it. Let's quickly just say hello to the chat. Star is here. Red 5, Sam, Rock, Patex, Alonso, Nolan is here. We can get started. It is an official Toy Tube video now that Nolan is here. Did I say? Oh yeah, I did say zombies. Yes. Zombies of the Martian Persuasion. Mythic Dolphin is here as well. Rape has anybody else? Let's see. I think that's everybody that's in the chat so far. But yeah, let's get started. Star says, not true. If not for folks who do what you do, they could be the best figures ever made, and we'd never see them. That's literally a conversation that I had with a creator on Friday. We were talking about all of this person's ideas, and I was like, okay, so let's do a video. And they're like, I don't really want to do that. That's not really what I like doing. And I was like, okay, but that's pretty important too. So it's fun. It's fun sort of connecting with different people that have different personalities and sort of different strengths and different motivations. Like a lot of creators just want to make cool stuff, but they don't necessarily need or want the validation and the interaction and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's really, really important, and I'm really gonna be pushing. I'm thinking sort of starting in January. There's sort of like I do, I do highly articulated, I do open late, we do monkey business, but I've sort of got an idea for another project where I want to like pull more creative people in, and maybe even like people that don't necessarily um get to do videos, or don't necessarily want to do videos, because I think they have some really, really cool stuff to say, and cool, opinions and perspectives to share. So something that I'm kind of working on. I will admit I've been slacking big time. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've noticed. My wife noticed. I haven't had like a co-host or a guest on for quite a while, because my schedule is just all over the place, and I kind of decide what I'm going to do last minute, so I feel bad reaching out to somebody and saying, "Hey, do you want to be on a show with me?" if I don't have anything specific to talk about. So that sort of project that I have might very well be like pre-recorded, and what I'll probably do is drop it in on Sundays as premieres. Um, if the people want to do them live, maybe, but maybe it'll just be recorded. I don't know. We'll see. I think I have a cool title. I think it's a cool concept. More to come on that soon. I think, if I decide to do it and I can line up, a couple, 2, 3 episodes sort of thing, I'll probably announce it with the details and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's kind of cool, and it's a little bit of a different thing from what I've been doing. I think it's kind of a little bit different than what I've seen in this space, as well. Um, it's a little bit different. It's not different. I'm not saying like I created a whole new thing and it's gonna like change anything, but I think it could be fun. Anyway, um, Red Five says, I'm not a creative at all. I'm a doer. I'll find the answers. That's literally how I'm a worker. I do work, and I'm good with that. Um I leave the creative up to the creatives. When I have an idea, I let them know, and then if it goes nowhere, that's fine. It's just sort of like got it out. Because every once in a while I do have a fun little idea, and I'm like, hey, what if? It doesn't mean that it would be a toy line. It doesn't mean that it would be great for world building or lore or anything like that. So I leave that to the guys that are the sort of the more creative guys, I guess, is the easiest way to sort of say that. But anyway, I've been going on for 10 minutes about nothing. So let's see. Mythic Dolphin, will you be at Legions Con 2024? You bet I will. I will absolutely be at Legions Con 2024, along with the rest of the Spiro Toys team. I'll be working at the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom / Spiro Toys / Zombies table. It's going to be a very, very packed table this year. I don't know if I was meant to say that, but I've said it, so now I may as well sort of keep going. We're gonna have Animal Warriors of the Kingdom on the table because the Samurai line is also Spiro Toys. That's going to be on the table as well, and because Jason is very generous and very, very supportive of Arlen and very supportive of me, we are going to have some Space Zombies from Mars on there as well. So it's going to be a packed table. There's going to be a lot to see. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff. So definitely come and check us out. I'm going to be hanging out at the table with Jason, Derek, Brick. Ever heard of him? So it should be a very, very fun weekend. I'm really excited about it. I mean, I'm a Mythic Legions fan as well, so like I'm excited for the Mythic Legion stuff that's going to be there. I'm excited for the Armory. I'm excited for the Mythic Legions 2-pack. I'm excited to see everybody's customs. I'm excited to like see a bunch of friends, from the Mythic Legions community. I'm excited to see the Plunderlings guys. I'm excited to see the Creative Beast Studio guys. I'm just excited for Legions Con in general because it's just a really, really fun weekend. It's a good hangout. The con itself is fun, but like the evenings and hanging out and getting to chat with people and getting to, just mingle and sort of see people in person is really, really cool. So very much looking forward to that. There he is. There he is. Brick's here as well. All right, let's talk toys. So, Monstores Kickstarter has 10 days to go. They are doing very, very well. They're at 109 and change of the 120,000 that they are shooting for. I think at this point, Monstores is a lock. I think it's I think it's awesome. I think what David is doing with this line is really, really cool. It's really fun. Just the way he set it up is really great as well. The fact that he's sort of donating figures to kids, the fact that he gives people the option to sort of pledge as a backer and donate the reward effectively is really, really cool. The only thing that I don't like about the Monstores Kickstarter is that the glow in the dark figure is separate from the translucent figure. I think they should have been the same. I think it should have been a translucent glow in the dark figure. I have expressed that. I've expressed that to David. I don't think it's going to change. So now the hard part for me is choosing which figure that I get. As I've said, form factor and sort of size and articulation wise, like these don't really fit into most of my collection. So I'm probably only getting one. At this point, I think I'm gonna have to go with the translucent Shamumu. I think that's where I think that's where I've got to go. But yeah, are you guys backing this? Let me know if you are. Let me know what you're backing. I'm curious, what people are excited about. I love the Shamumu design, but I know that a ton of people lean more towards Sting Cobra and Venom Nom, which is really, really cool. I'm excited for the other characters that they could potentially do in the future. The three-headed bear. It's three. I don't know if it's three-headed or if it's three bears like meshed together. The ram, the like they had a whole page of all the different characters that they want to do. And I'm excited for pretty much all of them. I mean, I think they all look pretty fantastic. And they're just really fun, and it's just really different. And I love that. I love that this is designed just as a fun line, just as a really sort of cool. Oh, there it is. There's wave one and beyond. That was what I was talking about right there. So Shamumu, Sting Cobra, Bulltooth, Venom Nom, those four are available during the Kickstarter. And then when you look at what else they want to do, there's so many cool things in there. Woolly Mammoth, Berserker, Bone Picker, Escar Bro, Windfang, Thundhorn, Chomp Beak, Stank Hog. Stank Hog is maybe my favorite name. Hammerclaw, Optimus Rhine, Crocodillo, Bug Boss. Just like I really want this line to be successful because I really want there to be more of these. I want to look back and be like, oh, I got to play catch up now because they do a bunch more and they're also equally as amazing. But I'm really, really, really excited about this Monstores line, even if it's not for me, right? This is definitely one of those lines where I'm really excited that it exists, and I'm really excited that people have the opportunity to pick it up. I just don't know what I would do with it or where I would put it. But that's that's true of a lot of lines, I guess. But no chewing. Dave is a guy worth investing in. Brilliant idea guy. Yes. He is so enthusiastic, so much energy, and really just a fan of toys and a fan of playing with toys, and I love that. His energy is infectious, and I think this line's going to be a success. I just hope it's a massive success, and that they don't have to struggle to make the figures that they want to make. So no chewing says I'm going standard Shamumu. I'm yeah, I go back and forth. I standard Shamumu is probably my favorite. But the translucent, being a Kickstarter exclusive, and I don't want to miss out on it. I feel like I have a better chance of getting a Shamumu, standard Shamumu later down the line if I need to. So, that's where the struggle lies. Brick said between Shamumu and Sting Cobra, it was hard to decide. So why choose? I went with the Sting Cobra in the color swap Shamumu style, which is awesome. Um, they look cool, but doesn't go with my collection. That's absolutely fine. What I would strongly recommend or suggest or sort of plead with people, and this goes for any Kickstarter, right? It doesn't have to be this Kickstarter. If there's another Kickstarter that you like that maybe it just doesn't fit for your collection, for your shelf, for your budget, whatever, pledge without a reward, right? It's right there. Pledge without a reward. Toss them a couple bucks, because that money there is like the best money because they don't have to deliver anything, so it just helps them sort of get to their goal and to their future goals. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Red 5. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just saying in general it's really really cool when people pledge a little bit. I have definitely done that. There's definitely been Kickstarter campaigns where I don't necessarily need the thing that is the reward. I think for me, it's sort of like, hey, I'll throw $5 in there just because it's really hard to sort of come up with cool ideas and get them over the line and get them made. So whenever possible, I strongly recommend that people support Kickstarters, um, because it's just cool. It's just cool to be supportive of cool people, in my opinion. Sam Rock says they're cool figures, but I don't have room to start collecting a new line of toys. I got to stick to what I'm already collecting. That is totally fair. I totally get that. Brick says best names ever. I think they're right up there for sure. And the little buddies, absolutely. If you weren't aware, all the standard figures come with little buddies. So where is it? There's that picture is good there. So Shamumu there, has his little buddy. They come with these little sort of mini buddy figures, which feels so Ninja Turtles to me. I remember having like I don't know the Ninja Turtles names. You'll have to forgive me. I love Ninja Turtles figures. I don't know what the names of the characters are, but like the kangaroo had like a mini kangaroo. I think the groundhog had a mini guy that he came with. You look at Muckman and Joe Eyeball. You look at Wingnut and Screw Loose. I think were their names. Some of their names I know. But like just getting these little mini buddies is just a really really cool bonus. It feels like a bonus to me. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that there. Star says I'm digging those bottom four. I'm digging all of them. I mean, they're all pretty cool. Mythic Dolphin says these are up for sale on Big Bad Toy Store. Absolutely. What I would suggest though is that while that's a great way to support a line that you like, Kickstarter is a way better way to support the line. Just in terms of where the dollars go, Kickstarter is far and away, the best way to support these lines. So it's awesome that Big Bad Toy Store has them. And if you don't have the funds now, by all means, pre-order them on Big Bad Toy Store. That gives Monstores an idea of what numbers they need to make. That gives Big Bad Toy Store ideas of how many they could potentially sell. And so by extension, they'll make agreements with the companies and so on and so forth. But in terms of percentage of your dollar that goes to the creators, Kickstarter is the way to do it. Star says, is it just me or is anyone else getting Lovecraftian vibes from these guys? A little bit. There's a little bit of that sort of like monster, grotesque thing going on for sure. And No Chewing says you can even back just the little buddies. Yes, you can. There is a reward tier. Let me scroll to where that is. I don't know. This Kickstarter has a lot of pictures. But yeah, for like 15 bucks, I think. There it is, 12 bucks. Little Buddy Keshi variant set. So you get like muscles colors of the little buddies. You get two of them for 12 bucks, which I think is pretty cool. As I said, if you don't have shelf space or budget space, just backing the little buddies might be the way to go. You made me feel a little guilty. No, that is not my intention. But if you feel that way, by all means, feel free to donate a few dollars to them. No, I genuinely don't want anybody to feel guilty about anything. This is all want based, right? I say it all the time. Nobody needs toys. This is not something that anybody needs. This is not something that anybody should feel guilty about or shame for or anything like that. But like, if you've got a few bucks, like, help them out, right? It's a little goes a long way is all I'm saying. So, anyways, that's Monstores. Go back it. It's a cool project, and I think it's a project by cool people as well. So I always, cool project by cool people, I'm in. Even if I don't need the stuff, like I said, I'm in for a few bucks either way. So, yeah, check out Monstores. All right, next up, let's get into some Joy Toy stuff. So these are the Joy Toy Ninja Turtles. I'm very excited about these. I love Joy Toy. I love the sort of the scale that they're working in. I don't collect much 1/18 scale stuff, but I do love Ninja Turtles, and I am getting into some 1/18 scale stuff. And so I thought, you know what? I'll just go in on these. I'll just get the Turtles. It'll be fine. It'll be a while before we see anything else. And then bam, they hit us with Bebop and Rocksteady, and I was like, "Oh, I think I'll just get the Turtles. I'm okay with just the Turtles. They'll probably do the Turtles, they'll do Bebop and Rocksteady, and then, we'll see. We'll see what else they might do." And bam, they hit us with Shredder and the Foot Clan, and they've done Foot Clan A and B, which I think is a smart move. They've done variants, um, which I like and I don't like. But I'm not army building these or anything like that. In fact, as it stands right now, I've only pre-ordered the Turtles. But I'm very, very excited about all of these. I think these look really, really good. I think what Joy Toy has done with these designs is really, really good. I'm very impressed with how these things look. Um, yeah, Star, this is exactly it. When it rains, it pours. I would have been, if they did the Ninja Turtles and I got those, and like 6 months later, they're like, "Oh, we got Bebop and Rocksteady." I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? I can get these." And then I got those, and then sort of 6 months later. But I think the Turtles came out like a month ago for pre-order, and I still don't have them in hand. And I've said this before. I'm kind of scaling back on pre-orders and what I'm buying right now. With sort of the intention of sort of putting more aside for some holiday stuff. But these look fantastic, and not in a weird way. They're not available to be pre-ordered in the U.S. This goes for like all the Turtles. I'm not really sure why, but they are available to pre-order from eCollectibles.ca, which is my go-to for most of my toys anyway. So that's where I ordered my Turtles from. So anybody that's sort of looking for these, that's struggling to sort of find them at a sort of reasonable price, in North America, this is a Canadian-based website. They will be shipping from Canada. I think it's $12 flat rate to the US. You can pre-order everything. You pre-order, the Turtles, Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, and the Foot Clan figures, and you're good to go. And they're pretty much the same price as anywhere else. But you get good customer service, and the shipping's very, very reasonable. So, I would strongly recommend people take a look at ecollectibles.ca if they want to get these turtles, because I think these are going to be really, really good. I haven't seen any reviews yet, but just the overall look of them, the accessories that they come with, the fact that they come with like the dynamic, weapons where they have spinning effects and all that kind of stuff, and they come with skateboards, which I thought was really cool. The skateboards look weirdly out of scale, but I'm okay with that. Um, they look good regardless. So. No chewing. I recently picked up the D23 Star Tours Star Speeder. Suddenly, I'm a 118 guy. Uh, it happens. Um, let's see. Ray Pat says, "I love all these TMNT from Choicho. I'm down for all of this. I may switch scale for my TMNT line." Oh, I don't think I'm gonna go that far. I really, really do love the Super 7 Ultimates Ninja Turtle stuff, and I'm still very much on that turtle train. But these are pretty appealing. Samrock says, I mainly collect vintage TMNT. I'm still debating on these figures. They're such a small scale. I'm not sure how they would sit in my collection nicely. Yeah, they are pretty small. I mean, they're 10. These guys are 10 centimeters tall. These big boys are 11 and a half centimeters tall. These are 10.7, 10.9 centimeters. So Shredder's a little bit taller. He's sort of out of proportion a little bit here in this picture. That's how they did their pictures. So he should be a little bit bigger, but he's not pictured that way. Um, so yeah, the turtles are the smallest, and then these guys are the biggest, and then these guys are in the middle. And at the rate that they're pumping these out, I feel like we're gonna have a bunch more of these figures sooner rather than later. So we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of highlight these because these look absolutely fantastic. Um, and and Joy Toy makes really, really cool products. Like their attention to detail and like their paint work and everything like that is really, really fantastic. So Brick says, not my scale, but always blown away by what they pull off in that scale. Pretty plastic. The new Foot Clan stuff looks fantastic. I agree 100%. My only nitpick is that between Foot Clan A and Foot Clan B, the weapon selection is different, so they kind of bully you into getting both of them. I prefer the look of this figure over this one. However, this guy comes with mostly guns, and this guy comes with mostly blades. And if you want the sort of vintage, like Foot Clan B comes with more of sort of the vintage figure accessories. Anyway, moving on. Um, but before that, I'll just bring this up. I'll just let this image soak in for a couple minutes. Star says, I'm seeing a lot of you guys collecting by scale. I thought most would collect by subject. I think you get both. I think everybody collects differently, and there's no wrong way to collect. So it's sort of like, whatever works for you. I say that I'm primarily a 6-inch scale collector, 112, 110, whatever you want to kind of call it. Because most of the lines that I collect are that size. But the truth is, like, if something's cool, Gundam are like 1/100 scale or 1/144th scale. So they don't fit, but they're Gundam, so they look cool. Transformers are kind of all over the place. I don't buy a lot of Transformers, but I mean that's a thing. I'm trying to look around. Like Lego doesn't. How do you? What scale is Lego? I don't know. Yeah, it's just the majority of the lines that I collect are similarly scaled, which is just cool because then you can have characters interacting with other characters that maybe in the past the scales didn't really work. So I'm just more inclined to get something if it's in a 6-inch scale. Allison Troy is here. She says, "Nice faker Lion-O." It is, all of the above, I guess. Brick says, "What is this?" Now, Brick, we haven't had the chance to actually sort of chat about this. I mentioned when they did the sort of outline review that I think you had seen this before. Had you seen this before? Now I can't remember. Had you seen this before, or was this a surprise to you um, when it was in fact revealed? I can't remember when and where I see things sometimes. I knew this was coming. This is, of course, a faker homage or tribute figure. This is the King Hannibal figure done in a Masters of the Universe deco. The combination looks fantastic. It is a super fun figure. It's a weird figure because it really doesn't fit with Animal Warriors of the Kingdom in terms of like how it kind of fits. This will be a character. This will be sort of a figure that's sort of outside of the lore. So you're never going to see this character. I don't think you're ever going to see this character in the comic book. So if you can't get this figure, it's not that big of a deal. You're not going to be sort of missing out on a main character or an important character or anything like that. This is going to be an exclusive. This figure will be available at Joe Lanta 2025. So I realized that the image was posted and it said Toylanta with the dates. That was just advertising that Toylanta is on those dates, but this figure will be available basically 1 year from now at Joe Lanta 2025. The funny thing about this figure is that when sort of Jason was mapping out the figure, mapping out the colors, there was a little bit of like, is this too on the nose? Like, are people gonna want this? The reaction that I've seen has been pretty unanimously in favor of this. People are excited, which I'm excited about. And Nolan says, love the colors on him. Brick says, I can't argue with that blue and orange combo. Brick says, it was mentioned, but I'd never seen it. Jason showed me after I saw the post. Okay. Brick says, are you sure this isn't a robotic Jadu creation as a gift to Mala? I don't know about that. But I did see somebody did sort of message me and say, hey, in my headcanon, this will be like a Hannibal clone or something like that. Like this will be a Jadu creation. And because she can kind of manipulate genetics and things like that, that accounts for the color difference between what a lion really looks like and what this figure really looks like. So I was sort of like, okay, that works. I can see how that would sort of fit. So No Chewing says these colors are what happens when you lick that AWOC frog character. That may have played a part. I don't know. But yeah. Mythic Dolphin, is this Faker King Hannibal up for sale? Pre-order online? No, this is not currently available. I will be perfectly honest with you. I don't know when this will go up or if it will go up as a pre-order. This may be an in-person sale thing only at Joe Lanta next year, as I mentioned. And beyond that, I know that Spiro Toys will have access to some quantity. I mean, we're making the figures, so we will be able to sort of have some for our own. And we'll just have to sort of discuss with the Joe Lanta guys, what they're comfortable with as far as like what we're allowed to do with it. But I think it's pretty safe to say that we won't be selling any of these until at least after Joe Lanta of next year, if at all. So Joe Lanta is your best bet. If you can't be there, you've got a year to make friends with somebody that lives in the area, or make friends with somebody that's going to Joe Lanta. to see if they can pick you one up. I don't know what I don't know what quantities will be available. I don't know whether there will be like a two-person max or whether you can buy as many as you want or anything like that. I don't know. And it's not me, it being coy and me sort of saying I don't know when I do. I genuinely don't know. All I know right now is that this will be available at Jolanta 2025. Beyond that, stay tuned for more details. Red 5 says yes, that was me. And I know it was, but I don't like calling people out. Yes, Red 5 was like, in my head canon, this is definitely a Jadu creation. So this is, in the same way that Faker is sort of like the antithesis or sort of the evil version of He-Man. I guess King Hannibal will be, to He-Man how Felonious is to Faker. So, let's see. I keep seeing an adult dark side of Smurf World. Oh my, oh my. Mythic Dolphin, how can those of us not going to Jolanta get this? I don't know yet. I do not know yet. But it's an exclusive, and I've made my opinion about exclusives very clear. I think they should be somewhat hard to get. As I said, you've got a year to sort of figure out how to get to Jolanta or how to get somebody that to pick one up for you. So Scott Baker, this guy is right in my wheelhouse. Two of my favorite properties. I knew you would like this, Scott Baker. I told you would not be disappointed. Gabriel Pinto, who lives in Atlanta. I don't know, and I won't be I don't think I'll be going to Jolanta. So I can't even help. But speaking moistly, who's going to Jolanta that wants to be my friend? Yes, exactly. Christopher Bouchard is here. He says, hello, everyone. Awesome figure. I agree. This thing's pretty cool. All right, moving on from this guy. Let's see, what else have I got here? Bushido? Anybody interested? You guys want a couple little nuggets of Bushido goodness? I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy right now, and I'm trying not to. I'm all stuffed up. Bushido. So this is Dan's line. This will be through Spiro Toys as well. So this will be effectively the second action figure line through Spiro Toys. There was a couple 3D printed prototypes at Legions Con 2023. There will be more information at Legions Con 2024. I am really, really excited about this line. When I saw the figures last year, the 3D printed prototypes, I was very excited. At that time, my sort of role at Spiro wasn't what it is now, and I wasn't sure. Like my concern with the Bushido line is that I wouldn't be able to afford it because I would really want everything. I still really want everything. The good news is, as an employee of Spiro Toys, it won't cost me as much to be all in on this line. So I am very, very excited about this. Ray says, I am super interested. Gabrielle Pinto says, let's get a couple nuggets. All right, so that is the logo. All of this is pending, right? Like none of this is set in stone yet. But I was talking to Dan about this over the last couple of days. Very, very excited about what he wants to do. Very, very excited about what he's got planned, what he's already got sculpted, what he's got designed. I asked, what, if anything, am I allowed to share? He said I could share the logo. He said that I could share a couple things, but there's a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to share, and don't want to share. I want people to be surprised by some of this stuff. I want people to sort of see this for the first time when it's like closer to being ready to go. So that's the logo. I will say this, it's coming soon. We're gonna have more stuff at as I already said, we're gonna have some more stuff at Legions Con, more information, more details, stuff like that. This is the samurai sculpt. So this is just sort of like a rough draft color wise. So you've got really rich, dark reds and dark blues, and like it's all Dan is sort of painstakingly researching, you know, every detail just to make sure that everything is as authentic as it can be, sort of within the idea that he has. Now, obviously, this is a sort of creative endeavor. This is Dan's line. This is like Dan's idea. Obviously, Oni aren't real. So when you're gonna do a line that has Oni, there is some like creative license there. But in terms of like certain details and sort of certain ways to sort of configure the samurai armor and the different blades and things like that, he's very, very, very particular about how it's all going to look and how it's all going to fit and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really excited about everything that he's doing. And I look forward to sort of any help that I can give him in sort of being involved as much as I can. Red 5 says, I'm looking forward to seeing his Oni. So am I. He won't show me. But as I said, he wants it to be a surprise. He wants it to be, he wants everybody to sort of see it for the first time, when it's ready to be seen for the first time. Star, will this be historically accurate or fantasy? It's gonna be kind of both. That's what I'm saying is that there's always going to be an element of fantasy because even history going back this far is we're not looking at photographs, right? We're looking at descriptions and paintings and things like that. So it's hard to be 100% historically accurate when history is not 100% accurate. Brick says, I've been blown away by what I've seen. Dan's badass. He is. And there's so much cool stuff that he wants to do. I'm really, really excited. Brick says, I have not seen Oni either. No, he's playing his cards really, really close to the chest, which I like. I think that's cool. That's some super details on the paint applications. I've seen the paint master as well that's being worked on, and this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look phenomenal. I can't wait to see the paint masters in person, which I probably will get to at Legions Con. So let's see. Yes, all of that. Bert says, I'm excited by how these will be put together. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. I'm just like everybody else. Like I've sort of seen the pictures. I haven't sort of seen these in person. I haven't actually seen like the files. I don't know where the engineering works. I do know that Dan is sort of pushing for even more articulation than we've seen from Animal Wars of the Kingdom, which is of course Spiro's first 6-inch scale toy line. So he really wants these to move really, really well. I believe like a lot of the armor will be sort of modular and removable as it is on Animal Wars of the Kingdom, which makes me very, very excited because the ability to like pop and swap and like customize your samurais is so cool. I'm very, very excited about the samurais, but there's also, going to be other bucks, other body types. Here is the sort of bare-chested body, and you can see it, a little bit. It's not perfect, and again, like I said, this isn't final. But you got your double jointed elbow there. You can sort of see the cuts, in the sculpt. You can see the cut in the sculpt for the butterfly joint for the shoulder, which goes pretty far back. Like that's a pretty good butterfly joint, and you can see it on the front there as well. There's a cut in the torso. I think the way that he wants to do it is that the whole upper body will be on a ball joint as well. So you'll have you'll have the side to side as well as the front to back, if that makes sense. And you'll be able to go like diagonal. So it should be able to move really, really well. Now, obviously, whoops, coming soon. Obviously, when you put all this armor on, he's not going to be able to move quite as well. But that's effectively what he's looking at underneath. What you can't see is that the knees, and again, this is just process stuff. We'll see, but the knees look a little more like an SH Figure Arts knee. Like there's multiple plates in there, so that the sculpt in the front looks better with sort of a fabric leg. I should have had one next to me, but I don't, so I can't show you. Wait, I can get one. They're not far away. I'm not saying it's gonna look exactly like this, but just as an example, right? So if you here, I'll pull this down for a second. What SH Figure Arts typically does when they have these sort of big fabric knees is that they include sculpting in the knee, but in order to do that, the knee has sort of more parts. So the sort of the knee is those two outside bits, and then the joint is actually sort of inside that. So it's it's a double jointed knee, but the knee can be more than just the cap on the joint. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but anyways, these are gonna look rad, and I'm excited. And then of course Oni, as I said, I mean, he's gonna do samurais and ninjas and Onis and all all this sort of stuff that sort of fits in and around that. So stay tuned for more on that. Exciting stuff. I'm very, very excited, as I said, to be involved in any way. And as soon as there's more stuff that I can share with you guys, I absolutely will. But yeah, as I said, we'll probably get more details, at Legion's Con, and then we'll go from there. Brick says Sphero Figures movement is some of the best in the biz. It's been great to see them building on their early AWOC achievements with the Kickstarter figures and Bushido, 100%. And the fact that it's not like Jason and the sculptors and things are not just sort of like sitting back and sort of, okay, we're done, we did something great. It's like, no, we want to do more stuff, we want to do something different, we want to push it, we want better articulation, we want cooler figures, we want more paint apps, we want on and on and on. So Raypaz says, I hope it comes out soon. I'm so down for Bushido. Stay tuned. In other up and coming toy news, Space Zombies from Mars. There's too many cool lines. I don't know how I ended up sort of lucking into the position that I'm in, where like I almost like don't need to buy any more toys because I'm just like involved in these really, really cool toy lines, and it's like it's so hard for me not to like I fan out on this stuff too. Like I said, I'm the numbers guy and the email guy and the like, oh, this is how we set up the Kickstarter guy. I'm as excited as anybody else when I get to see new sculpts and like new figures and like cool new stuff. So I think I've shown these before, but maybe not sort of in this format. We have more details. We're sort of slowly ironing out more and more stuff as far as space zombies from Mars go. I can tell you that there are elements even in this picture that may not last to the Kickstarter. Um, as much as we wanted to launch the Kickstarter in 2024, it ain't gonna happen. The Kickstarter is gonna launch in 2025, relatively early in 2025. More details on that soon, as we sort of confirm a few more details before we sort of confirm the date. Um, so it's gonna be astronauts, it's gonna be zombies, and we are going to offer the Kickstarter is, as I've said, going to be, two standard figures, two zombies, and then a Kickstarter exclusive, as well as a vinyl LP. So it's going to be a cool Kickstarter. These are the images that people have seen before. This is what you get as sort of the whoops. These are what you get as like the standard offering. So the figure is the standard, not the standard, the deluxe, what we're calling the deluxe astronaut is going to be the figure with his backpack, the removable helmet, the hoses, extra hands, cool accessories, an alternate head. So very, very fun. I think the astronaut works even if you're not into the zombie part. You can get some astronauts for your other 6-inch scaled lines. And if you're not into astronauts, you could just get zombies. So I think this hopefully kind of appeals to a few other people. Like, you don't have to be all in on the line. You could sort of pick and choose a couple figures here and just get what you like. I will say this, and I don't think I've shared this yet, but some of our stretch goals will effectively be to include more stuff with the figures. So some of the stretch goals you won't have to pay anything more for, but you'll just get more stuff. So the more success we have, the more cool stuff you will get. More on that, closer to the date, but the astronaut there is going to be sort of a deluxe offering, and then the zombie will be a little bit less expensive because it's just the zombie and the alternate helmet. He won't get he won't get the backpack and all that kind of stuff. So because zombies don't need to breathe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Um, Star says, I'm into space, I'm into zombies, I'm into Mars. Looks like a win to me. I will say this. There are going to be elements. There's going to be elements of scientific inaccuracy in this. That being said, it's a line that involves zombies, so it won't. I hopefully people won't care. There will be an element of like suspension of disbelief for some of the like plot points and sort of story points. And me being the guy that I am, I was like, this doesn't make sense, but we should keep it anyway. Let's see. Ray Pass says you and Brick are great at promoting these toy lines. I hope so. I mean, now it's my toy line, so it's really it's putting my money where my mouth is, like literally. Um, let's see. Red 5 says my 2024 budget appreciates that. I will say this too, as somebody that wants everybody to be able to sort of buy these toys. We will tell you what the price points will be. We will tell you what the all-in price will be before we launch, because we want people to be able to budget for it. We don't want people to sort of say, well, I really wanted to back this, but I didn't have it in the budget. So to that point, as I said, like as soon as we sort of announce when we're going to do the Kickstarter, which will be more than like a day before it, we'll give you plenty of time to sort of be ready for the Kickstarter and to sort of financially have an idea of like what you might be able to back, what your pledge might be able to be. Um, I think we have a very, very good tight focus for what we want to do with the Kickstarter and what we want to do after the Kickstarter. So, I think I genuinely think that we're gonna get a complaint that is, why do you have so few stretch goals? And we will have an answer to that. But the point being, um, we really want to focus on wave one being a really good, solid wave. And, the more success we have with wave one, the easier it is to just sort of automatically start rolling on, future stuff. We don't want to be in a position where, you know, we keep adding more and more stuff, but effectively we're not getting any further ahead. Um, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, that's fine. You've got time. Like I said, we're not launching for quite a while still. I mean, it's going to come up really fast, and I'm still anxious about it. But we're gonna be very, very open and transparent and very direct about you know what the stretch goals are, why the stretch goals are what they are. There probably won't be any, like, we'll announce all of them when we launch. There probably won't be anything above and beyond. It's like, you know, I mean, unless we make millions of dollars, which we won't. But it's just we want to stick to the budget. We want to stay tight to the vision and sort of go from there. So, anyways, that's enough about that. I won't rant anymore about that. Um, uh, I lost my cactus says, yeah, that's me. Like the astronauts, but zombies aren't my thing. Fair enough. And that's kind of what's cool about this is that you could just do the astronauts. Like, say you're just a GI Joe guy, but you don't have any astronauts for your GI Joes. There you go. Grab a couple of these and you're good to go. There are so many new lines coming out. You're absolutely right. Um, the store says I'm gonna need to start a GoFundMe for my Kickstarter desires. Stranger things have happened, I think, right? Yeah. Will they have a butterfly joint? Yes. Yes, they will. More details, closer to the time. We'll go through the whole, articulation scheme. Um, this will have all the modern articulation. And most, if not all of it, will be very well hidden. Obviously you can't hide the elbows. That's sort of the hard one. But everything else, like the cut for the thigh is over this little band here, and then it's got a boot cut. So there's no disruption of like fabric sculpt. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. When you have a fabric leg that has thigh articulation, that rotation, you always like break up the art. You always break up the sculpt. Arlen is like really, really particular about how he sculpts and where all that stuff goes. So these figures are going to be really, really good. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm pretty much caught up on the comments. Should I share that next slide that you guys have already seen? The other standard colorway that we will have for the Kickstarter is this one. This will be this is a we love the ladies, so we gotta have the ladies in the line as well. So right off the bat, Kickstarter, launch, we are gonna have women represented in the line. And we've got the blue suit here as well. As I said, we're gonna have different colors for sort of different things. The green one's easy. The green one is military. This one is blue. Feel free to guess. I'm not going to tell you what the blue suit means just yet. But yeah, so this is exciting, and this is when we were mapping out what two figures were going to be the launch figures, it was really important that it was a man and a woman, because it was it's I will say this, it's hard to if you start a toy line, it's hard to have a male and a female buck right off the bat. We don't have to. We're effectively using the same spacesuit for both because it makes sense, right? So it's just alternate heads, effectively, which is cost effective, but it also allows us to have more representation and sort of more options for people. And the heads will be interchangeable, obviously. So if you just want green troop building, I mean, you could buy a bunch of the green ones and sort of sell off the blue ones and keep the heads or whatever. We may have head packs or alternate heads available at some point, or I don't know, all that sort of up in the air still, but yeah. Um, I lost my cactus. Reminds me of the new Lego City Space line with the colored suits. I hadn't looked that closely at it. That new Lego Space City line is really cool. I'm actually really into it. I haven't bought any because I don't have anywhere to put it. We've been buying the Lego Dreams line, which is really really fun. Um, which also has a couple space sets in it. I haven't gotten those yet, but anyway, I would like to get them. Uh, Captain Whoops. What is that? A faction symbol? I don't know. Is it? It's a different symbol than this one, isn't it? You could see. You could see. Oh, hold on. Let me go back there. You can see there's a symbol there, and it's not the same symbol as this one, is it? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Um, Red 5 says, the more you show off these figures, the closer I get to pulling the trigger on Operation Monster Force. They would look cool together. They would look cool together. I had sort of kept Monster Force as something that I wasn't getting for a long time, but I will fully admit that I now have a couple of those on pre-order. I'm excited to get those figures. Um, let's see. Zombie Woman. Um, yes. Yes. Star says the same suit for both worked in Alien. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if we can just sort of tool fewer bodies and tool more heads, then we've got more options. So um I lost my cactus says if you had to get one, get the Rover with 6 wheels. It's really good and pretty cheap. I'm gonna make note of that, because it's I genuinely have been looking at that stuff, and I'm really digging it. Um Star says, I'm thinking that these will work well with Spark. They will. They will. They will work seamlessly with Spark. More details to come. Um, I lost my cactus asks, is it set in retro times like the 70s or near future? This is still something that we're really sort of hammering out because it's it's like an alternate universe. So this is the stuff that's still hard to sort of explain because it's not fully set in stone yet. But think of um like oh, and now it's complete. Think of the Watchmen, right? So the Watchmen takes place like in a universe that is very familiar, but with elements that don't fit. So it's sort of like it kind of takes place in like modern times, but it's through the lens of like how, the 60s and 70s imagine the future, if that makes sense. But there's a lot of stuff that's kind of tongue in cheek and kind of satire, and like there's some dark humor. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. And I'm really looking forward to sort of getting some of the lore out there and getting the world out there for people to kind of, you know, people might be completely switched off the line once they hear us talk about like the world that we want to build here. But I'm very, very excited. So yeah, that's the other Kickstarter launch, deluxe astronaut figure. There will, of course, be a zombie to match this. So for every color of astronaut that we do, we will also do a zombie, because that way you can do part swaps and all that kind of fun stuff. So as I said, stay tuned for more details. I want to tell everybody everything, but we're still quite a ways out, and I want to make sure that everything isn't all out there. I want to make sure that every kind of week or every couple weeks or however often it is that we can sort of we can sort of sprinkle a little bit more seasoning onto the dish and make it that much more desirable. So um stars. Can't wait for these out of control zombie bio growth on the way, baby. Star says lore is awesome. It's the stage for the figure's meanings. Yes, absolutely. And Star, I explicitly think of what questions you will ask when we have our conversations about lore. All right, guys, it's we've been going a little over an hour. That is, I think, the last of my slides. Yes, that is the last of my slides, so we will just leave it at that. I'm very, very excited about all this stuff. As I said, I've been super, super busy, and now you might sort of see why. I've got all these projects sort of on the go that I'm involved with, or sort of involved in discussions with this stuff. Now, on top of that, I am, we're changing the fulfillment for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom to a third party fulfillment company, which means that people will get their toys much quicker, much more efficiently. It's just going from two people doing this fulfillment to like a warehouse full of people doing the fulfillment, just makes everything so much more streamlined. So we're in the process of doing that. Wave 4 for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, those guys right there will be in the warehouse as soon as they're there, and as soon as they're settled in, the warehouse will be able to turn around and start fulfilling those Wave 4 orders. So that is exciting as well. Legion's Con is coming up, so I'm getting ready for that as well. And it goes on and on and on. It's exciting times. It's exciting times, and I'm glad to have you guys all along for the ride. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this stuff as much as I am. If you guys have questions, feel free to sort of put them in the comments, reach out, whatever. I will be as sort of transparent and honest as I can about answering everything. If I can't tell you, I will just tell you that I can't tell you, and you'll have to stay tuned. But as I said, I'm excited. I'm excited for more of the details for all this stuff to get out to you guys, because it's just fun stuff that I'm really, really excited to be a part of. Brick will be live in about half an hour from now. So if you've got free time this afternoon or evening, wherever you might be, morning, first thing in the morning, I don't know where you're watching from. Tune into Brick something at 3:45 Pacific time. He's got Emil Wickman on today, which should be a fantastic show. Emil is an amazing dude, who also happens to be an amazing creator. And he, between custom stuff, He-Man satire videos, kids Christmas books, you name it, this guy's doing it. He's super, super inspiring. he is like his perspective is like, why shouldn't I do it? You know, like he is not afraid to try something. So definitely check that one out. I will definitely be watching. I'm excited for that personally. So yeah, that's all I got. Have yourselves a fantastic afternoon. Till next time. Bye bye.
It's got to be the way to escape.